All right. Hello, everyone. Dr. Von Plitt here again. Going to do a quick live stream just responding to some comments. I don't think there's any questions this time. It's just comments. So I'm going to respond to those comments, and then I'm going to introduce a resource that I think will be very useful for some people out there. A while back, someone had a question in the live stream chat about Qigong sickness, and I think they specifically asked about, I forget which one they asked about specifically, but yeah, so I gave kind of a brief response to it, but I think that there is much more information out there. I found a great resource, and I will talk about that more in this video toward the end after I get through the comments. So stick around for that. And the first thing that I want to do, of course, before we get to comments is give a shout out to the most recent member of the channel, Bill Weber. Joined today, it looks like. Thank you so much, Bill Weber, for being a supporting member and joining the community. So welcome, and thank you for your support, and thank you to all the supporting members out there for your support. So let's jump into the comments here. First comment is on one of my, let's see, daily standing meditation. So John Zhuang intro video. So this is quite an old video. Commenter is Christina Childs, who's a subscriber. Thank you, Christina, for being a subscriber. Christina says you are wearing black against a black background, so it's really hard to see your posture changes. Yes, I apologize about that, Christina. There are many things that I would do differently if I reshot the videos that I did ages ago today. I think there are many challenges with those videos: sound quality, video quality, background. Yeah. So someday maybe I'll get around to reshooting those. I apologize that it's not the greatest visual effect to have a black outfit in front of a black sign on the wall. So my apologies. Going forward, and of course more recently, I've tried to be more mindful of backgrounds and how what I'm wearing blends into the backgrounds. And hopefully that won't be a problem in more recent videos. So yeah, thanks for the comment. Thanks for being a subscriber. Going to move on to the next comment here. This one is on strengthening organs. So this is the last Q&A session I did yesterday, which was quite long. And now that I've said that, it reminded me I'm going to start a timer. Try to keep this one short because I do not have an hour to ramble on YouTube this evening. So got the timer going. Let's see. This is from Elizabeth Glenday. Let's see. Elizabeth says, I'm chuckling a bit about the mirror image issue. As a longtime fitness instructor, I have taught mirror image for years in the fitness environment. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Between that and also being a theater director, stage directors are from the actor's perspective. I have to think hard to know my actual left from right. I'm so used to saying right when I'm moving my left hand and vice versa. Tip for help cueing at first: use a loose elastic mark on your wrist. Move it to the left when you turn around to face the group. It's a good idea. Visuals to remember: switch your cue. Stationary space, like when filming. You can even put a large R and L on the wall behind the camera as a cheat note. Have fun flipping your script while teaching. And thanks for the informative videos. So yeah, that's when I taught in-person classes, I never tried to do mirror views of people. We did have mirrors in the room, so that was helpful. We could look in the mirror and see what we were doing. And what I've started doing, instead of trying to remember right from left, because I find that's difficult enough as it is, I'm just using video editing software to flip the video so that it shows the mirror image automatically. And I think that's easier for my brain and easier for the time that it takes. I don't have to reshoot those videos. So, but that is good advice. If I do ever again someday start teaching in person, I will possibly try to incorporate some mirror view training if we don't have mirrors in the room where we are training. So good feedback. It's always nice to hear tips and tricks from someone who's experienced. So thank you for that feedback. Looks like we just got a new comment on Taiji 24 form connecting moves videos. Like Katrina says, practicing and connecting. Glad to hear it. Hope those connecting moves videos are super helpful for you. I think there were 2 more comments that I'm going to look for real quick. Okay, so this is from yesterday's video, I believe. Um, I commented a little bit about a comment left by ThinkChair, username ThinkChair, who had commented on the adrenal fatigue video, where I talked a little bit about that. And so ThinkChair responded to my comment in that video saying, super appreciate your reply. You replied with a lot of info, definitely combining or a combination of lifestyle, environment, and diet. Yeah, things like that are definitely they're complex. There's many things that go into them, so that is true enough. Yeah. Okay, so I think that covers all of the comments that I wanted to get to today. I don't think there are any more. Let me check real quick. Okay. So comments are taken care of. So let's get into the resource about Qigong sickness real quick. There was, as I said at the beginning of this video, there was a question that was left in the live stream comments in some live stream that I did. And the person was asking about Qigong sickness. And so I talked a little bit about that there, but I felt like I didn't give a very in-depth response. And I feel that there had to be good resources out there for people, probably from a perspective that was deeper than my knowledge, maybe from a Chinese medicine practitioner. And I did come across one. So there is, some of you may be familiar with Damo Mitchell. He posts a lot of information about Qigong, about internal alchemy, different concepts like this. And I do enjoy listening to his podcast from time to time or watching his videos from time to time. He teaches things a little bit differently or a lot bit differently depending on the context of the thing than the way that I learned it, but I think that's a great thing. I think that getting more perspectives is always a good idea. So he put together, he's also a Chinese medicine practitioner, and he put together a series that is many videos long. I have not got through the whole thing. Typically, I would go through the whole thing before I would recommend it. So I'm going a little bit on faith that the rest of it is as good as the beginning of it. But the first few videos that I have gotten through, I've enjoyed. I feel like it's good information. I don't think it's necessarily information for people who are just casually practicing Qigong. I think it's more for the people who are really wanting to get into it and kind of nerd out on it. But if there's anyone out there who's looking for a good resource about Qigong sickness and what it is and what is not, I put a link to the introductory video that he made to his series. And the way it works is the introductory video tells you what it's about, introduces the series. Then there's a link in that video's description that takes you to the first video that goes into details on it. And then in that video description, there's a link that takes you to the next video. So it's not just something that you can just find the videos randomly, like you find them in sequence. And I think that's really smart because it builds on, each video builds on the next. So yes, that is a resource that I think would be great for anyone who's wanting to nerd out a little bit about Qigong sickness, what that is, what it is not, and ways to either deal with it when it's time to seek additional help from like a Chinese medicine practitioner, and what things you might think would be a Qigong illness, which are not actually. So I I had considered trying to put something together similar to this. It would not have been as in depth as this. I think that his depth of knowledge exceeds mine. So both in years of training and the fact that he's a Chinese medicine practitioner takes it to a different level that I can't take it to because I'm not a Chinese medicine practitioner. So do check out that video if that's something that you're interested in. And I hope that's useful for you. If you have any questions or comments, do drop them in the comments below. And I think we're going to wrap this up pretty quickly here. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the full 15 minutes because we are out of things to talk about. I introduced the series. I got to the comments. Looks like we're going to wrap things up. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope that series is a useful resource to those of you who are interested in Qigong illness or Qigong sickness or Qigong deviation, however you want to refer to it. Thank you for the comments and the feedback in the different videos. I do appreciate the feedback. So I do appreciate when you all leave that. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up. So thanks for your interest in Tai Chi and Qigong. Thank you for your support. Thanks for your enthusiasm and continuing to do your training, even for those of you who are in Taiji deserts. So keep it up. I will see you in the next video. Take care, all.